8.4. A slope of a line. Okay. I jumped ahead of myself a couple lessons ago, and we kind of talked about slope a little. What is slope? What did I say slope was? Yep.
Rise over run.
Rise over run. Rise over run. Okay. Another way to say it is this. So it is rise over run, or another way to say it is change in y over change in x. Meaning this. Okay, we'll look at that later, what that means, change in y over change in x. Okay? Now, we are going to find slopes today. It says, a wakeboard ramp has a rise of 6 feet and a run of 10 feet. Find its slope. So if I have this ramp like this, okay, if I have a ramp like this and it has a rise of 6 feet and a run of 10 feet, what is my slope? Your slope equals what?
Rise over run.
6 over 10. Now, what do you think I need to do with that fraction?
Simplify it.
Simplify it, which gives you
3 over 5.
3 over 5. So my slope is 3 over 5.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Okay? It's my rise over my
run.
run. My rise over my run. Okay? So it is 3 over 5. Does that make sense? Can you handle it that way so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Sort of.
You literally take the one that says rise.
Pretty easy.
And you literally take
Take
the
the
one
one
that
that
says
says run
run.
and then use it
And
to
put them
buy.
into a fraction. Now, we talked about this a little. What type of line is this? What type of slope does that have?
Negative.
Positive.
Positive.
Ah, wait, what?
Because I could
Left to
walk,
right.
I could walk up it.
Oh.
You go left to right when you
So
walk.
that's how you're like saying it. Alright,
Yeah,
I get it.
positive. What type of slope does this have?
It's the horizontal. It's the horizontal one, which
Right.
is called the.
Oh, X.
Zero slope.
You've got to be kidding me. I was so.
It's called the zero slope. Because here's the deal. Slope is what again?
Slope.
Slope equals rise over run.
Does this have any rise?
No.
Does this have any run?
No.
So it's 0.
Ah.
Oh.
So the run.
Okay.
Which side is rise and run? Which
Yeah.
side is rise and run?
So what?
Rise
Which
is
side
up.
is rise and
Or
run?
rise is down.
Rise is the
Up.
y-axis, run is the x-axis.
Run.
Makes sense because y goes up
Up.
and down, x goes
Okay.
across.
Size.
So technically, this has a rise of 0, but it does have a run because it's going this way, right? But 0 over anything gives you what? 0,
Zero.
0. What type of slope is
Negative.
Negative. So you're going to have to look at graphs and be able to tell me what slope is going on. And what type of slope was this?
Undefined.
Undefined. It's an undefined slope.
Straight up.
I might need to take a picture of this.
That's fine, you can do it at the end. Okay, that's undefined. Okay, so we have 4 different types of slope. We have a positive slope, we have a negative slope, a zero slope, and undefined. If you get confused on your paper between positive and negative, just take your fingers and see if you can walk up it. Or if you're walking down,
But you have to go left to right.
it's negative. Okay? Yes, you have to go left to right. Okay, we're going to talk about finding the slope of a line. See this line here? What are the 2 points that you can see on this line that they tell you?
1 and 2
One, two,
and 4 and 5.
Okay, now slope is what over what?
Rise over run.
Okay, or I said these words. I said change in y over change in x, yes?
Yeah.
This is where that change in y over change in x comes into play. What are your y values here?
2 and 5.
2 and 5. So my slope equals 5 minus 2, change in y, over change in x. What are your x values?
Oh, 4 minus
Okay.
1.
Listen,
4 minus
here's where you're going to get, where you have to listen. I have to do 4 minus 1. Here's why. If I use 5 first up here, I have to use the x that goes with that first on the bottom.
Why minus
Okay?
y?
If you do it opposite, you're not going to get the right answer. So it doesn't matter which one you use first. If I could set it up this way also. I could say slope equals 2 minus 5 over 1 minus 4. But whichever one you use first on top for your y, you have to use first on bottom for your x. Okay, what's 5 minus 2?
3.
And 4 minus 1?
3.
So you get 3 over 3, so you have a slope of
Wait,
1.
can you say that again? Like whatever you use on. Say that again?
Yep.
I misunderstood you.
So if I use the y from this set of points first on top, then I have to use the x from this set of points first on bottom.
Gotcha.
What's 2 minus 5?
3.
3.
Negative 3.
Oh, sorry.
What's 1 minus negative?
Negative 3.
Negative 3, which gives me
One.
1. No, it gives me 1 because it's negative 3 over negative 3.
So positive.
So are those the same slope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you had not done it in the correct order, you would get different answer, okay? So if you use the x, if you use the y from whichever one you use first, you have to use the x from that first. Okay? So tell me, how would I find slope down here?
M equals 0.
0, 3.
0.
Minus.
Uh-uh.
0 minus
0 minus
3.
Nope, stop.
Oh, you're
What
going
goes
this way.
on top?
Oh, Y.
Y.
1 minus 1 minus negative
Oh,
3.
why does?
1 minus negative 3.
Oh.
So it's
Okay.
negative 3. No, left. Okay.
But they become
Over.
positive.
Over what?
0 minus 3.
Okay? So then,
Plus
Let-
plus
what's 1 plus 3?
4.
And what's 0 minus 3?
Negative 3.
Or negative.
So you get this, you get a negative 4/3 for your slope. Negative 4/3, which makes sense because what type of slope is this? Negative. Okay, that negative sign goes on the outside. It doesn't have to stay with that 3 because it makes the whole slope negative.
Oh,
Okay, so negative 4/3 is my slope.
okay.
Caitlin, you look confused.
No, it's just a lot.
Okay.
She's dead.
Okay, let's look at 2 more, and then we'll do a word problem in a second, okay?
There's a 0 slope.
It is a 0 slope, but let's make sure it comes out to a 0 slope, okay?
But you ever get questions like
So-
this? Do you even have to like? do it?
Yes, you have to show me work.
Okay.
3
Okay,
minus 3.
no, stop. Carter, what do I need to put on top? Mm-mm. What values go on top, your x or your y? Y. So what's my y value here? 3, and what's my y value here? So 3 minus 3 over,
1 minus.
1 minus 4.
There you
and
go.
what's 3 minus 3?
0.
0, what's 1 minus 4?
Negative.
Okay, but if you have a 0 on top of fraction, you get
0.
0. So my slope is,
0, so 0.
Yep.
So you,
well, you have to prove it to me.
Well,
What?
it's negative
so you
0,
always
right?
get the y on.
No.
Y.
There's
Changing
just-
y
just the
over
negative.
changing
Yeah,
x.
sure.
Rise over run.
But it doesn't matter which one you use.
It doesn't matter which order you do it in, as long as, if you do this one first, I would do that one first. Okay? Because they're in ordered pairs, they have to
Oh,
go
okay, I
together.
get it now.
Okay, now, Gabby, tell me here,
It's simple.
how am I gonna set this up?
Okay, so you're going to, you're gonna do -1,
Okay, -1,
minus
uh-huh,
3, I think that is.
yep, beautiful, -1 minus 3, over,
Over 2,
uh-huh,
minus 2.
and what is -1 minus 3?
Wait, why is that
Yeah,
negative 2?
-4.
It's not a -2, it's minus, remember, you have to put
sorry.
minus in. And then what's 2 minus 2?
0.
Can't you have 0 in a denominator spot?
No.
That's why it's called undefined.
Oh, okay.
So would you just keep it that
So
way?
you would put,
Negative 4.
Oh, undefined.
So you just don't get an answer?
What?
right, you get undefined as your answer.
Oh, it would be
So
1.
anytime you find a 0 in the denominator spot, you're going to write undefined for me,
Okay,
okay? Because the slope is considered an undefined slope,
gotcha.
okay? That's why it's undefined, because you get 0, yes.
So on a 0 slope, will you always get 0?
On a 0 slope, you always get 0
But
up
you
top,
have to prove it to her. right?
okay? Yeah, which is why you need to show me work, because if you don't show me work and you know it's a 0 slope, then you did something wrong if it comes out differently, yeah? And then you can catch your mistakes and help you out a little bit more. Okay, now, let me throw this at you. Okay, this says that there is a graph that shows the distance traveled by a wakeboarder as a function of time. The slope of the line gives the wakeboarder's speed, which is the rate of change in distance traveled with respect to time. Find the wakeboarder's speed. So here are the points that they give you. It looks like this. The graph has a line that looks like this. I need a new red marker.
You do need to do it now.
Okay, it looks like this, and they have one point on it that's closer to the bottom that says 252. Okay? And they have 252. And they have one point on it that says 182. Okay? And they want us to find the wakeboarder's speed. Okay? Remember, this is measured in feet per seconds because the rate of change in distance traveled with respect is feet per seconds. So, how can I find the speed?
Well, don't you do the slope?
You do, yeah, if you find the slope, you can find the speed of it because it would be feet per second.
182 minus 52,
Okay, you wanna take 182 minus 52.
and then 7 minus, what is the other number 2?
Yes, 7 minus 2. What is 182 minus 52?
130.
130.
130.
And what is 7 minus 2?
5.
5. And what is 130 divided by 5?
60.
26.
26. 26. So it is 26 feet
Per second.
second is what they're
So
traveling.
it travels.
So in 1 second, they're traveling 26 feet.
That's a bit much.
Should've done that.
It's a wakeboarder. It's on water.
Oh.
You guys know what a wakeboarder
I
is?
probably
No.
would have when I
Yes.
did
I've heard it, but I don't know what
Is that where
it
you
is.
hold on to the? Hold on to the thing
Yeah.
and you're on the
Where the
board?
boat's pulling you behind it.
Oh,
So does that make sense that you could travel 26
Okay,
feet in a
yeah.
second?
Yeah.
What?
Bro, it's so fun. I'm playing too big.
Question? Okay, so this is what 8-4 is on. Now listen, the reason we need to do 8-4 well tonight, and Miranda will be here, Matthew will go over the answers tomorrow, and Miranda can answer questions if so. She thinks Rise Over Run is easy. Because tomorrow she's gonna teach you something called slope-intercept form. Remember, we talked about this once already, when you put something in this form. Okay, that's an equation of a line, yes? I'm kinda giving you a preview for tomorrow. This is called slope-intercept form. Where's your slope on here?
Oh, it's the M.
It's your M.
This confused me.
Oh, so you take your slope and
Where's your intercept?
the X? Wait,
Mhm.
no, the Y.
It's the B. It's your y-intercept.
I think so.
Guys, focus. So this is your y-intercept, and this is called slope-intercept form. Why would it be called slope-intercept form?
Because you're plugging in the slope with the X and the B.
Because I have a slope and I have a intercept.
Okay, this one
Okay.
makes so much more sense to me than this first.
I know. So Miranda's gonna go over that tomorrow. That's what your whole lesson's on.
You mean I'm gonna go over tomorrow?
No, you're gonna go over the homework.
Oh.
Miranda's gonna teach you this lesson on slope-intercept form tomorrow, okay?
Go with
And it's gonna be all over that, and that means you have to get everything into y=form, so you might have to rearrange equations
That's nice.
and think things through, okay?
That's nice.
So, here we go.
You didn't break them.